Hello my friends and welcome back. Mr. A here today, back with another Circuit Playground video from Mr. Hart. This video is the last of 3 advanced videos created by Mr. Hart, and the topics are not easy, so do not get discouraged if you find them difficult. In the description below will be a link to all the resources that you need to go through this activity with Mr. Hart.
Hello, this is Mr. Hart with probably the most challenging video we've made yet. Welcome to episode 7X, the magical mystical arrays. This may be really hard and you're probably going to want some help with this, and you may not get it, and that's okay. Everything takes practice. But this was next on my list and I thought, you know what, let's go for it. What's a little challenge? So this is Recess at the Circuit Playground. I am Mr. Hart, a statewide CS specialist. You can find the document I'm working off of at the web address here or by scanning the barcode. We will be working in the coding environment found on Adafruit's website at makecode.adafruit.com. And we've had 2 really big, hard videos on how to make the best dot game ever, hidden dot game ever. And it's been a lot, and if you've trucked through all of it with me, I appreciate it. That's a lot of perseverance, and if you didn't get it all, that's okay too. Some of this is pretty hard that even some high school kids don't even get it right away. But there's one more really cool thing, and it may be really hard, but I want to teach you about arrays. So arrays are very impressive things, and I'm going to walk through some examples before I actually get to the coding thing to show you the basics of it. The first thing I want to say is that if you already know what arrays are, I don't even know how you manage that. That's fantastic. You could skip down on the slides to the actual solution, or you could try to make, using an array, come up with the best hidden dot game ever. That's the final challenge. Now, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, stick with me, my story gets better. All right, arrays, we can pronounce it arrays. Arrays are fancy variables that instead of holding one piece of information, remember we keep saying like I need a variable to hold my position, 1 number, or secret number, 1 number. You know, my name could be a single variable. The letter R could be a single variable. Arrays let you hold more than 1. They just all have to be very similar. And I like to describe them as if I was doing a shopping list, right? My shopping list today is chocolate milk, marshmallows, peanut butter, Lucky Charms, and some fruit. So this is all junk food that I don't actually even really eat anymore, but so be it. Chocolate milk, marshmallows, peanut butter, Lucky Charms, and fruit. That's one list, right? One list of all similar things, in this case, names of products I can buy. And we refer to them by saying, on my list, the first item. On my list, the 4th item, which was Lucky Charms. See that I only have to refer to the list, and then it's spot on the list. That's how arrays work. So for example, if I said, what was the 3rd item on Mr. Hart's list? You would hopefully say peanut butter, because the first item is chocolate milk, the 2nd item was marshmallows, and the 3rd was peanut butter. So when we talk about arrays, we're talking about a list of things that are all similar that we can refer to by the placement of the order, okay? So real quick, what was the 5th item on Mr. Hart's list? With some fruit, because fruit's important. Okay, moving on. So if you can appreciate the idea that it's a list, right? We're going to move on to what it looks like in Circuit Playground. We've been talking this whole time about position 0 through 9, right? In the 1st position, in the 3rd position, in the 6th position, in the 8th position. The lights are red on the 3rd position and the 8th position of the lights. We've actually been kind of talking in the way that arrays happen without actually using them in our code. And I want to show you how to do that instead. So what we're going to have, and I'm going to follow along on the screen, is this is actually a screenshot of something we're about to build. Light array was my variable name. It is a variable that holds an array of numbers that's going to describe our lights, because as you can see, these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 items starting from 0 to 9, just like the LED positions. We can say that I want the first light to be whatever the first description is. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Second light can be whatever this one is. Third light is this one, so on and so on and so on. So let me show you how to make that work. We're going to play with arrays, and then I'm going to let you make your own solution. And it may take you a while, and that's perfectly good and okay. And you may not need some help. We can help you. But for right now, I want to show you how to do arrays, and I challenge you to use this to make the best hidden dot game ever. Okay, so now we're in our coding environment, and I'm going to move my thing and make sure I'm sharing sound. All right, awesome. Let's refresh. Perfect. Okay, it'll pop up here in a second. We're gonna we're gonna move forever out of the way. We're gonna need it, but we're definitely gonna need an on start. And why I'm gonna say that is we're gonna set up our array at the very beginning. Now, in other videos I've said, I like to start at the very beginning with all my variables reset to 0. And that's because I'm an old coder, because you used to have to do that. But we're gonna go to variables, and I have them make a variable here, but that's actually not where I want to go. I want to go to advanced. Remember, we've used advanced for functions. There's other things down here, but arrays, they're so cool. They've been here the whole time. So I'm going to set list, and we don't want a text list. We want a regular list. Set list to array 1 to blank blank. Now, I don't like list, so I can either remove it or I can come to variables, right click on it here, and I'm going to rename it. And I want to call this one light array. Excellent. Now, we only have 2 items here, and because I want to make sure I have the right ones, I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does this thing where it goes down instead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I have, right here, I have an array of 10 items. I start at 0 and I go to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to use these for our colors. Perfect. Now I'm going to make something we can test. So I have one variable, a list, right? Light array. And each one of these things in here has a thing. Now we're going to now set them all to 0. And the reason I say 0 is I want us to do a thing where using numbers 0, 1, or 2, we pick colors. So right now, I want you to make a comment. 0 is, and then you can pick whatever color you want. I'm going to use green. 1 is purple for me. 2 is blue. Now, the reason I say this is we're going to watch this thing happen in real time. So we need to have this ready to go. We'll put it here, but we'll probably have to move it here in a minute. Now, what happens is I can't say for light array, set the lights to be the color. I have to be smarter than that. And I'm going to teach you a new loop. We've used for loops a little bit, the repeat, but we're going to use for index, right? This is a new one. Now, remember how I said that we refer to the array with a variable for the name of the list and then its position. Index is like the position of this loop. So we're going to go from 0 to 9, right? From start to finish of my array. I'm going to do something. Well, I'm going to, if, we need the equals, I want to know if something is equal to 0, I want it to set that pixel to green. So if something, I haven't picked it yet, is equal, I'm going to set it to green. So set pixel, and it's at index. Yes, at index to green. And did you see how I pulled that index out and it has that little funny little, oops, that was weird. That little weird bar that appeared around the edge of it? That's saying that I can grab that temporarily and pull it down to use inside itself. It's a fantastic but weird little thing. So if, and I want to know the color of pixel color at, not index, right? I want it in the array, list get value. Oops, that just disappeared on me. Oh, that was not right. My bad. Light array. There we go. I'm sorry, I mistold y'all. Sometimes even when we get confused. So what's happening is, this is a big chunky thing and I'm going to break it out for you. If something is equal to 0, that's what we're saying. And that something is the value of in our array at the position that we're looking at. Okay, this is why I was worried about teaching this, but I really think we can handle this together. What I'm saying is, in my list at position of whatever loop that we're in. Remember, this is going to do it for go 0 for index, 1 for index, 2 for index, 3 for index, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then because it's in a forever loop, it's going to start over. So what it's going to do is constantly refresh this our little light ring. So watch what happens if I change every other one to a 1 or a 2. You notice that only the zeros are now green? That's because every time it runs through this list, it's only changing the ones that are green. So we're going to add an else if actually. We're going to duplicate this. And we said that if it's 1, I want purple. And you can have whatever color you want. So now all the ones just turned purple. And that means last I want, if it's equal to 2, I want it set to blue. Oh, give me 1 second. And we'll even do this. We'll put 9 and a 6 in there and watch what happens. So 0 is green, good. 1 is purple, good. I don't know what a 9 is, so it's blank. 2 is blue, 1 is, no, sorry, 0 is green, 1 is purple, 6 is nothing. So as you can see, it's going through over and over and over again, turning the lights on. So it's setting them all up so that we can see the colors as we want them to. So now you see that we have one list with values, and we're going to access them to set our colors. Okay, I'm getting a little tongue-tied because this is a very heavy subject, and I kind of want to make sure I'm doing a good job for you. So let's just briefly go over what's happening here. Forever, meaning this loop, it's going to keep doing this over and over. Technically, right now, I can move it and nothing will happen, but you're going to want this in a forever loop when you put this in your game so that as things change, it updates the lights. For index from 0 to 9 is a very fancy way of saying, do this from 0 to 9 and put that value in index. So when I say light array value at index, and we're at the very beginning, it says 0. And when I get to 3, because it'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, it's not looking for 3s in here. It's looking at the 0 spot, the first spot, the second, the third. Let me restate that. The 0 spot, the 1 spot, 2 spot, and the 3 spot, which is technically the 4th. We've talked about that before. All right, is your brain melty a little bit? Mine is. So really, all I want you to be able to do with this is just practice building yourself an array, changing it so that you can see the colors that you want, play around with some of the other if statements. And when you're ready, if you think you can handle it, make an array and take this code and build the hidden dot game on top of it. Anyway, this has been a pleasure. I'm sorry if I've left you very confused. This is a very, very brainy topic, and I'm very proud of you for sticking with me. Anyway, this is Mr. Hart. See you next time at the recess at Circuit Playground.
Thanks, Mr. Hart. Parents and guardians, again, if you want to order your child a circuit playground, I have dropped a link to one vendor in the resources section below. Well, that is all the time we have for today, friends. We will see you real soon on our next episode of Computers Are Fun. See you soon.